Hello guys, back again with me here. So today we are going to create some simple stuff which is a cosmetic makeup puff. We're gonna dig down inside the modeling process, bending this fabric handle on top, and also texturing with adding simple hair particles. So let's scale the cube first and also the other objects on the viewport too. Move to the top view and add a plane by pressing Shift plus A. Press S, then Y, then type point 2. So the plane will be smaller on Y-axis. Press tab to go to edit mode, then press 2 to move to edge selections. Hit Ctrl plus R to add a loop cut and place a single cut on the middle, horizontally. Then add more here close to the edge. Hit Ctrl plus B to bevel the edge and scroll up to increase the segments to 2. Press 3 to move to face select, then select the top face and delete it. Add a loop cut vertically with a lot of cuts, and I put 59 cuts here. Move to the front view, then press A to select all the edges. Press E to extrude them, and just place a little tiny extrude there. Select the middle edge loop that we have beveled it previously by holding Alt and left click. Now scale the loop edge on the Z-axis smaller. Back in object mode and move to modifier properties. Add a new modifier and look for mirror on the generate sections. Change the axis to Y, then hit Ctrl plus 2 to add 2 level subdivisions on the plane. Right click the plane and set it smooth. In edit mode, move to the side view and scale this beveled vertex loop smaller on the Y axis and drag them closer to the edge too. You could play around with these shapes by adding a min crease on the middle edge loop to make it more sharper. Here we could see some white artifacts appears in the middle of the plane, and this issue is usually because there's an overlapped face inside the mesh. Back in edit mode, then delete this unused middle face, and now the white shadow artifacts are gone. Move to the front view, then add a path inside the curve sections. This curve is an extra object, so if this is not showing up on your Blender, just go to Preference and activate the add-on. Add Blenderkit add-on too for the texturing later. This add-on is a must-have though, so some of you guys might have known about this. For the curve, search for extra objects curve and activate the add-on or extensions. It depends on your Blender versions. Back to the viewport and select the path. Press tab to go to edit mode, then move the left vertex down 2 grid from the top vertex, and do the same for the right too. Press E to extrude the path, then move it 3 grid in on the x-axis, and add one more extrude with 1 grid. Select all the vertices on the top, then right click subdivide. Select the 2 bottom vertex tips and move it up on the z-axis. Lastly, select the side vertex, then move it 1 grid in. So the shape of the paths look like this, and we will or we can adjust it again later. It's non-destructive, so no worries. Select the plane and add curve modifier, which is located on the deform sections. On the curve modifier options, set the curve object to path by using this eyedropper tool. Now we could bend the plane by moving it on the x-axis, and you can scale it too in edit mode to make it longer. Like you guys could see here on the bended corner, the shading is not smooth enough. So it's because the mesh lacks geometry to bend, and that's why I put the curve modifier below the subdivisions, not above it. To fix this, we just add more subdivision levels on it. Next, for the puff, add a cylinder and press S, then Z, then point 2 to scale it down on the Z-axis. Scale the cylinder smaller to fit with the fabric handle. Hit Ctrl plus A, then apply the scale. In edit mode, select the top and the bottom face, then bevel it with 3 segments to make it rounded. Select the top and bottom face again, then press I to insert face and delete them. Now select the bottom loop circle edge, then hit Ctrl plus F and pick grid fill. On your bottom left, play around with the offsets to make it centered. And do the same for the top face too. Give the puff 2 level subdivisions and set it smooth. In edit mode, select the middle loop face and insert a small face on it. Press Alt plus E, then choose extrude faces along normal. Extrude the loop face out with a small touch, not too big or the puff will become an UFO. Select the bottom inner loop edge, then press G twice and drag it down a little. Add a loop cut here on the top middle face, then press S and Shift plus Z to make your subscribes to this channel. Unhide every object on the layer panel and select Path. In edit mode, select these two crooked vertices and subdivide them. Now we could adjust the vertex positions until it fits with the puff. Always remember to adjust the left right vertex at the same time so it will be symmetrical. Curve objects in Blender are different from mesh. We could add mirror modifier on the curve, but it doesn't deform the mesh. We still could apply the mirror modifier by converting the curve to mesh though. But you know, I just want to make it simple and easy to understand, guys. So on this method, we are limited, but you still could do other cool stuff with the curve. You could make the mesh smaller by pressing Alt plus S for each individual vertex on the curve. So maybe you guys want to make the middle thinner than the side, you could do it with this trick. And yeah, congrats, you have done the modeling process, and let's start to texturing this puff. First, we need to apply the mirror modifier on the fabric handle by clicking this drop arrow button and choose apply. In object mode, hit slash to isolate it and back to edit mode again. To unwrap it, select all the square outer loop edges, top and bottom. And we could just select one vertical edge on the corner here, but I will select all the corner edges. After all is selected, press U and choose Mark Seam. Then press A to select all the edges and hit U again, but now choose Unwrap. Oh, I forgot to apply the scale on it, so let's go back to object mode and apply the scale. Now we could unwrap it. For the render, I use cycles and the device to GPU, then move to the setting tab. Like always, I use Easy HDRI add-on because it's quicker, and you can get this add-on for free created by Code of Art, link in the descriptions. On your Blenderkit add-on, on your top here, search for fabric material, and click this arrow here to move to the next page. So I picked this fabric material created by Matt Carmon. Thank you Matt, you are a cool person. To use it, just drag and drop the material to the object you want to add. So Matt has grouped the material and packed the node to make it simpler to use. You could move to the edit group node by pressing tab. So we will modify these textures by adding more nodes and putting our designs on it. First, add image textures and mix shaders. Connect color from image textures to fake on the mix shader and change the BSDF node connections from fabric node to shader. Then connect shader output to surface. On the image textures, change repeats to extend and click open and look for your design. Add principled BSDF and connect the output to the shader on the mix shader node. Oh, and switch the input from the shader too, so the principled BSDF goes to the top shader and fabric goes to the bottom. Move to the UV editing window, and on the top here, change the image to your own design. The design is very simple and I just using text here, so I guess you guys could make it your own, right? Move to the vertex properties on your right here and unfold UV maps. So there are two maps here. One on the top is what we have created before, and the bottom map is an auto map when we place a material from Blenderkit. Select the auto map and delete it by clicking this minus symbol. Now everything will become more advanced here, so please take a closer attention. On your UV map on the left, select all the UV and rotate it 90 degrees and place it on your design. Like you guys see here, the text is flipped, and we can fix this issue by checking some problems on the mesh. First, move to the top here and unfold viewport overlays and turn on face orientations. So the way it works is the face with red colors mean it's facing backward or the inner, I would say, and the blue color mean it's facing forward or the outer. This face orientations is very crucial inside the modeling process, especially when you work for a game assets, so be careful guys. Select all the faces on the fabric handle which had a red color and hit Alt plus N, then choose flip to flip the normal. Now all the mesh is turned to blue, which is it's become an avatar. It means the normal has the right orientations. Let's turn off the face orientations and see what's changed. And nothing has changed. The text is still flipped. Instead of rotating the UV like this, we select all the faces on the design by pressing L to select links, then scale it on the x-axis while holding Ctrl and place it on the same size. And voila, it's worked. Back to the shading tab, and here we could change the fabric color to whatever color you guys want. And on the principled BSDF, we can control the design's textures, and you can change almost any slider on the BSDF until you're satisfied with the result. On the mapping node here, we can adjust the size of the fabric sheet by increasing or decreasing the scale. And back to the layout tab. And now let's give the puff some textures. Select the puff and move to particle properties with a chicken foot symbol here. Click plus to add a new particle system and change it to hair. Set the hair length to 0.005 and the number to 2000. Unfold children and set it to interpolated. If you move to render view now, the hair looks spiky like a durian and we don't want it to look like that. On the bottom here, unfold the hair shape and set the diameter roots to 0.1. Now it looks more better and close to a puff realistically. On the material properties, click plus new to add new material for the puff, and I set the color to light blue here. Move to edit mode and select half of the puff face started from the extruded face that we have created before. Back to material properties and click this plus symbol to add a second material slot. Click plus new again to add new material and click assign. Here I set the bottom puff color as the same as the fabric holder by copying the hex value and pasting it. One last thing, so to change the hair color, you could move back to hair properties and unfold render sections. There you can change the material as you wanted. And I think that's it guys. Please subscribe to this channel if you can and hit the like button if you think this tutorial helped you. Don't forget to share it with your friends too, because sharing is caring. Thank you for my monthly supporters on Ko-Fi, and thank you for watching until this far. I hope you guys well, and I'll see you in the next creation.